of our two, one, two, three, four. Get it where it is now. With our smiling faces, we share the hard time. Now nobody wanna leave it up to the one who did, 'cause no one cares about yesterday's and today's hard time to bear. So mountain is my home, and I'll do but anything to make it blue. I think of it, I dream of it, in the morning, night and noon. Sin Mountain is sweet home, and to it I'll give my life to keep on shining like the sunshine that comes out in the morning.
Good evening, bonsoir, bonjour. Why say bonjour for? I don't know why I say bonjour. Bonsoir tout le monde, bonsoir tout le monde. Good evening, everybody. I come in with a Dutch only, but 3 months here, I'm gonna be ready for the Dutch. But for tonight, conversation with you guys tonight.
Try it. We have one.
No, I good. That song like that song when you don't eat something, you say really good. Listen, good evening, everybody. Those who in traffic, those who coming from funeral. We know today we laid the late John Eve, and condolences to the family again. Be strong, and it was a long funeral, so everybody pay respect to the and the rest in peace, and we're gonna never forget John Eve and while you to go to the country. But we back, and we back politics. Last week I think I was in politics, friend, sorry, and you guys see since yesterday what happened in the other side now, and between that, I had to wait people who dropped me after election. When I say drop after election, it's not my guess. My guess never dropped me. He was there, but now he come back because the thing hot. You gonna say how he hot. When the bread hot, it tastes better. You smell it from far coming. We had to smell something so, but we can't see what we smelling every day. But the other person after election dropped me, and she dropped me, and tonight she come back. Listen, you know how in Latin woman they drop it, they come back when they went look somewhere else.
You mess me.
So you see, you hear the voice in the back. She dropped me. You got chance we went court because if I had see how she dropped me after election, I think I would be very psychological right now. But anyway, so tonight, guys, Gerald in the house and my co-host, is back. Mrs. You still Mrs. or Madam Gums? Wow.
Whichever one you want to use.
So when there was election, he was afraid to say she name, but tonight she want everything. So guys, with you, we're gonna talk about politics, what's going on, and we sister, neighbor, St. Martin, and tonight I have no stranger with us tonight, no stranger, big MP in the house with us, and we seen him yesterday in the mic, and today last night was a press conference. They didn't invite us, but we were there. But tonight we're gonna take like 3 hours to know what really happened yesterday. Because for those who following the parliament meeting with me, I sit down and like,
Still in shock.
I ain't shocked. You always have to be space for something happen. So I have my co-host with me tonight. Say good night to the people because that makes 6 months they see you.
I'm good night, guys. I'm in bed with them. Good evening, everyone. Gerald begged me to be back, so I am back.
Listen, you know what I'm gonna do now? I'm gonna start to be like.
I said the last time that I'm only doing Dutch side politics because French side politicians are sensitive, so
What do you mean by that?
I can't be animated to talk about them. So we're going to deal with the Dutch side.
Listen,
There might people that can't vote over them, so they can't be
I think you were more braver than me. Listen, let me tell you something. Friends, our politician is not sensible. You only say the truth, they don't like the truth.
But that's the sensitive.
They have some politicians that could take the truth from like when you say it's good. They have some of the French side. Right now, let me hush my mouth. I gotta come back before last show season. We're gonna talk about how the country run in French side. But for the moment, I can't do MP La Cruz here with you. You said tonight that it is man come with the soup to with us tonight. All of us soup tonight. I don't know what's going on. She in Parliament of total. He's official. I am official tonight. So we in the house tonight. MP La Cruz, how are you?
Bless evening.
We can see that in your face now.
What can you see on my face?
I see you like that. Okay, you always. I never see your face from the time we enter. I never see
You don't want to see that either.
Well, listen, that ain't no problem. Sometimes it's good to know people don't see you when you're vexed. But welcome back to conversation.
Thank you.
Happy to have you tonight. Is how to say. We didn't plan after the hurricane season. I opened before turning the Dutch side, but we have you tonight.
We agreed about 2 or 3 weeks ago
Okay.
that we were going to be here today. So strategically, I also chose today because we just came back from Brazil to Parliament. And like everyone knows, we were already, shaking and moving things around to see how we can get back into power to put this country back on the right track. So
MP, I go straight to the point. What happened to government? Because let's say almost 2 weeks, the new government swearing. We see after election, like they were, could I say lapsing, but they had I call it a gap. They had a gap open. They taking time. People in passing screening. Some people know asking the governor here, all kind of thing. So, what's your feeling right now before we reach to yesterday?
so let me give you a small timeline of what actually happened. Okay, so I personally believe that before elections took place, that there was already agreement between the four parties to join, which is not a problem. Okay, they are allowed to do that as they please. They decided to join. They split up the ministries. They decided who are the ones that are going to be the ministers, and then the problems start. The problem started where we started to hear on the road already. This one ain't passing, that one ain't passing, that one ain't passing. Everyone complaining about it and upset. Okay, individually or collectively, we've had meetings with people from the other parties came to us and gone to NA also, uh, looking for possibilities of joining. That is normal. Okay, what we didn't expect, not that we didn't expect it. Number one, I didn't expect it to reach to them swearing in because I already thought it was a problem. So I thought someone would be wise enough to stop that before it got to that point. That was not the case. Then MP Mingret, he really started to get frustrated because it didn't make no sense. You could see already if you have that type of division now at the beginning, guess what it would be like 6 months, a year from now, 2 years, 3 years, if it even gets that far. So he decided to call it quits and call independent, you could say, and join the two parties to bring a stable government to the country. So I think the problem is the prime minister, he gave up his seat. The minister of TH also gave up her seat. And now, if they lost majority in parliament, they don't have a seat to come back to. Okay. So they're left out in the cold.
Okay.
So I don't know if anyone, one of the two that came in, would give them back their seats.
That's the next story.
So that's not going to happen. I don't see it happening. But again, that's their prerogative, not mine.
MP, when we watch from January 11 election, we take a good big time screening out, I think, and finally they get to, were missing, I think, two ministers were missing it. And it was too early from what happened yesterday because they just swearing prime minister because right now people saying like they could have get a chance or
So
wait
let me ask you a question. You run a race to do what?
to win.
You run in elections to do what? To govern. I don't have no time to leave nobody try it out in my country. This is not about a trial. This is not, you understand? This is not a game. Let me see if it work out or how it go. No, we are dealing with a country's business. We're dealing with people's lives. So you can't tell me, or nobody could tell me, oh, we have to take it easy on them. No, during the budget debate, I asked specific questions, and I knew why I asked those questions. I asked every minister, what projects are you working on that you would like the new government to pick up and continue, and explain why. And all the ministers did a great job explaining exactly from A to Z. And if you go back to the budget debate, you're going to see, so there were things there that could just be picked up and moved with. But when they got in, the first thing I'm hearing is what you're looking to stop.
Okay.
You understand? And then talking a bunch of stupidness too, like just things that don't make no sense. You know how you say something was awarded, a project was awarded without bidding. Like, come on, Do your job. Your job is simple. Go down there, ask Rami, ask the department heads, ask everybody, and you will see all of it is there. Go on the launch courant, and you're going to see that the tender went out. You're going to see the days they come in, you know. But this is what we do: is sensation, you know. Let's create. And a lot of people that don't know things would just hear these things and believe, hey, it is true, you know, but it don't make no sense. Make it make sense. Try it somewhere or other. And so to me, it's not about time. To me, it's not about time at all. They've sat how much days?
17.
They said 17 days too much,
Yeah,
in
but
my opinion.
okay.
17 days too much they sat in there. That is my opinion. It shouldn't have ever gotten to that. And I hope people paying attention to what actually took place, you know. And I want to go back to that because a lot of people don't understand why we even walked out of the meeting,
Yes.
why we were upset,
Mhm.
why we started to ask questions. People like, oh, are you playing politics? It is not playing politics. If my job is to make sure that things are done properly in the house of the people, okay? I got, we got a letter, two letters. One states resignation, the next one states resignation with a date.
Okay.
Okay? The one that resigned, impossible that she could be sitting there after she has resigned, vetting credentials. So that is my question. The procedures, how does it work? But we kept getting turned down and shut and muzzled. Boom, boom, boom. New chair, new rules.
Okay.
But things are there written down. If I bring a motion, Article 45 sub 2 says it is to the purview of Parliament if that is handled or put in on a different date, not the chair.
Okay.
It is Parliament. And when something is up for Parliament, that means it has to go up for a vote. But when you close it, then you're muzzling me. So then I start to ask myself, you know, what you're doing, you literally have something to hide. And again, it's politics, but that's not a place to play it at that time because we have serious questions to be answered. The two young men, and I congratulate them, MP Kutai and MP Brugh, both were sworn in today. So they are officially now members of parliament. So we back to 15, you know, and they have 7, we have 8.
But MP, the way you guys have voted for the chair lady of parliament the first election, I've been listening to you. I like you guys supposed to work together because you guys she didn't have no everybody the 15 members
It is
vote
the
for.
first time in history that everyone voted for one chair. So Hirat, listen, I'm disappointed.
Okay.
I'm truly disappointed because I know I've always and the first days in parliament, I was like, whoa, knowledge is there. You know, it's pop, 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 pop. It's like good. So when we decided as an opposition, hey, you know, we're going to vote for Sarah. I could have still chosen to vote who I wanted for, you know, and I gave her my vote. So now she is not sitting there on the chair as a representative of the ex-government or her party, but she represents the whole parliament because I put my trust in her, you know. If she had won the majority, she would still be representing the whole parliament. But I gave her my trust, and she broke it.
Okay.
You know, she broke it. She made me feel like, hey, you know, you could sit down there and do as you please, and that's not how it's supposed to be. That is not how it's supposed to be. You know, we complain all the time. Oh, sending people to election, sending people to election. Grow up. That is what I say. Grow up.
So MP, now we see yesterday you present. Nobody was waiting for that one because I think maybe you question something, some question, and you know everybody and your motion, I like which motion you presenting, and when you was reading the motion, I like, nah man, that what I was watching you. do you guys actually know of those prime ministers to come, or you guys plan that since when the two boy for government couldn't build a normal government?
That motion would have never gotten there if we didn't have a majority. We knew at that point, yes, MP Mingret was already with us.
Okay.
You know, so if the chair did not stop the meeting, did that illegal act and stop the meeting at that point, that motion would have passed.
So you guys went back to vote that motion or not?
That's what we did.
Politics. So, but MP, because you know when you say that, because you just say Kevin McGuire was done with you guys. I watching the video, Kevin McGuire going back to sit and watching MP Christopher smiling. You know that's politics, like, and the guy was done. You know. So today we see, okay, you guys have to go back to vote this motion. Could I say if the chair lady won or not?
Chair lady has already resigned. First chair resigned, second chair resigned.
Okay.
And we already got I heard that the third chair, which is Emmanuel, that he already also resigned.
So now we have new election for chair.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Do you have a date? So can we have some names? So because I see, because we're going to go in. I got to move why you present in front of me, because I want to call names, but I can't call names.
Why you can't call
names? Call, that's me. I don't call names. After when they vex, I have an interview with them. So yes, because I see chair lady going to the person of the parliament going to up party, and I see prime minister. So I believe maybe the prime minister will be Orlando Bryson.
Don't forget, MP Bryson is not elected.
Yeah, but as long one of you guys go as ministers normally.
But one has to leave for him to come in.
Okay. I think that's, how party, how are you guys? What are you?
I think it's not.
But we don't see, but now we see you guys negotiate 3 position ministry. You see when you're going back.
It is. But let me ask you a question. MP Otley got a nickname. It is Minister of Everything.
Okay, General Affairs.
No,
everything.
He's Minister of Everything.
Okay.
Okay. The question: who else do you think could hold that position?
Bryson.
Better than him.
Why you call him Bryson?
Hey, listen. No. You need to look at it like this, because MP Bryson or ex-MP Bryson, right, has never been in government. He sat in parliament. Yes, sir? We're talking about government. And then, yes, you're right. So soon you will be addressing MP Otley as Prime Minister Otley.
Okay. Because I see if they say what you are.
You ain't got no noise like,
yeah. No, we don't have that. We're gonna leave that for election time. I hope this time we don't see chapter 4 in the morning. So we see you guys have 3 positions, chairperson of parliament, VSA, and prime minister. And they have Minister of Finance, Romian, Minister of Education, and the one that is in Holland here. The first chair lady, Deputy Holland again, Deputy Prime Minister. So now we see is not about balling, but the man for me, from the last night, when it start, we see like, if Kevin tried to badge in an airport, they will stop him. Because the way people talking about Kevin, and this afternoon he put up a press release, the way they're talking like, yeah, he bad. But before him, I will talk like some MPs last night, MP Malin. Before him, he had others who did the same thing.
Not others, all there. Each one of them. The only 2 that were part of that 8 that never broke a government have never been in government.
Okay.
Never. But all the other 6, right, have pulled their support, either broken government or pulled their support from the party they were in. So it is nothing new. You know, that is our democratic right. If you are not happy where you are, if the party that you are with is going in a different direction, you should be able to vote your conscience. Otherwise, we got a bunch of sheep, and that makes absolutely no sense. You know, so they're trying to hype it up. Hey, listen, so man, people like Ankana
Bubble.
and bubble, eh? If you want to listen, if you want to be on the top of the headline, all you gotta do is be in some type of bubble.
But I think the issue with Grant is that he kept lying to them. And
To them, no.
to the population, because he brought out things that no, I'm joining, I'm staying where I'm at, I'm staying where I'm at, I'm staying where I'm at. And there were, I think, if maybe he was a little sincere saying, well, I'm having issues, I'm having issues with whatever. They wouldn't feel so deceived.
So
I think the population
let me tell you how it is. I don't think that MP Mingret at no point thought about leaving the law path. That is and I'm now speaking for him, which is not good, but that is how I feel, but when you reach a point where you see that that path is not carrying you anywhere further, and it is a power struggle and confusion, more revenge than anything else, because that's how I feel. We had a meeting, a budget meeting, where one actually started to speak of an SG that was sitting right there. And I felt so bad. I got so upset. Because that person can't open their mouth sitting on that chair. They can't defend themselves. And you are going to sit and insult that person. Then I asked myself, what type of person are you? And if this is what we come to, and all of them just laughed at me, because when we left and we closed the door, I got so upset. I started asking, I wonder if I want to be here. You understand? Because of the attitude and things that are going on. And that is not me. I have no time, no energy for things like this. I want to go in there. I want to get work done. I want to see the country moving forward. I have no time for bubble, conquer. And they're going to enjoy themselves, little memes and, taking my picture and putting things outside. And I'll tell them again the same thing I've said during election on the floor of Parliament, and I'm saying it here again. If you have any proof that anybody put anything in these hands that wasn't my salary, right? You go to the prosecutor's office and you file a complaint. And if somebody tell you, you don't tell them to go. You carry them and you make sure that they do it. Because if you don't, then you are what we call in Dutch, medeplichter. Then you're an accomplice, because you know that something wrong is being done, or you assume something wrong is being done, and you say no. You understand? Yeah. I don't play that game. I am straight. I tell people exactly how it is. The same problems when I went into government that I had, I still have them. None of my problems being solved. You understand?
Yeah.
Not one. The struggle is real. People believe, that's a church.
We know that.
Huh?
We know that.
They don't play. They don't play. When my children say, Daddy, I'm hungry, I want KFC.
You better get KFC.
So I gotta always make sure that I could live on my means, because I'm claustrophobic. Jailing for me.
MP, now we see some MPs saying the governor should go, because this morning the Prime Minister in the press conference said the governor is happy for election to apply the Article 58, 59. So what's your feeling towards the governor? Because the governor is a St. Martin, not just like you, and he had previous governor. So why some people asking like for the governor to go, some people even asking like to ask the king to move the governor from there. So you guys sound like
everybody does want to pick and choose when somebody is good for them. That's not. I admire the governor. I know him. We were in school at the same time. I know his wife. His wife's father taught me in Aruba.
Okay.
So we know each other, and I don't see him playing games. I don't see him. It's written. It's black and white. If you do this, you can't do this. If you do this, you can't do this. And that is all he does. I've never heard him come across with anything as an opinion. This is the law. This is how it works. So if the right of the outgoing government to call election, that is their prerogative. They could say, you know what, if it's a majority in come, they could decide, okay, you know what, we want to invoke Article 59. And do I think that is a good idea for them?
That was my next question.
Let me ask you a question.
No, but it's me who doing the interview.
Okay, yes, but I'm going to turn it like this.
Yeah.
Okay? Who you think will vote for you? If you get salty because you get your, let's just say, for example, I was in there for 2 years and I had all kind of projects, and then because of a personal something, you send me home. Then I could say, you know what? Look, listen, this is personal with you. This don't have nothing to do with my job, whatever. Or what have you done? You will sit down there and talk about all the things. You've done nothing. You have done absolutely nothing. Nothing to say even. Yes, the only minister, and this is why he's not on the list, right? That came in there swinging, and some might not agree with everything he's done, right? Because I think maybe you should have a little finesse to it. But that's Minister Lyndon Lewis. The man came in there swinging. The man came in there swinging.
He was ready.
The man was made for it. You know, I saw a post on Facebook where he had like 5 or 6 pictures. Mind you, Minister Lewis and myself, right? We're no longer friends or, as close as we were before, whatever. We had our beef or whatever. But you give man his jacket. You give Jack his jacket. He came in there and he came in swinging. He has a strong chief of staff that works hard, and I know her personally. So,
but MP, when you say they do nothing, they could come back and say you guys didn't give them no time to do something. I throw them out too, because is that they're going to plan the campaign.
So let me ask you a question. Yes. So let me put it like this, right? Budget debate, I ask all the ministers, what is there ready to be dealt with? If you have any kind of common sense, those are low-hanging fruits. I would have picked those up, run with them. You understand? My first week out of being photo shoots, things getting done already. Not to sit down and try to make complaints, go around, and it just, come on. People on St. Martin are now becoming wiser. People are not looking to vote for people because who adore you, because your last name, your friend. No, they want people in there that could work, that could represent them. Okay, and if they have a problem, put pick up the phone and say, MP La Cruz, right? I can't figure this out. Could you help me? Could you tell me what I need to do to get this done? I have a situation. That's what people are looking for.
That only that side. We can't do that for inside.
Question. The Minister of Finance said this morning they will budget cuts because there's no money. The money that the previous government claimed that is there is not there.
So so how it works, for example, you pass a budget, because they pass a budget. What is a budget? It is a projection of what is going to be spent and what we're going to receive. Okay? If you come in and you got 1 month and taxes have not been collected, then you can't do much. But when you ask for a budget cut on what? Because you just passed a budget. Your coalition partners sat and they passed a budget. So what you're going to cut and what is the reason that you're going to cut? Again, the idea of, some people are okay painting a dark picture. the country is bad. Things are going to end. Before you know it, we're all going to this disappear in the air. It's not. It's not. If you saying there's no money, then what I expect from you say, hey, I have an idea how we could generate new revenues for the country. Not just, and if you're going to cut, where are you going to cut? You're going to cut your education, you're going to cut paying the police, you're going to cut teachers, you're going to cut tourism, marketing. What are you going to cut? And why are you going to cut it? And what are the repercussions of you cutting that? Because if you don't invest, you don't get more. If you continue working 9 to 5 on your salary, you will never ever have more. You understand? If you're making $1,000 and you decide, I'm going to live off for 800 and I'm going to say 200, then is when you're going to reach where you're supposed to reach. I want to hear ideas. For someone that has sat in Parliament for 4 years, complaining about everything and everybody, I thought you would have come in there swinging. I thought you'd come in there with ideas. Hey, I see how you do that wrong. I see this, bam, bam, this is why you do it. Move. I ain't seeing none of that. So I don't have to give nobody no time. 17 days too much.
So MP, no election. Do the country have money to go through election?
But that's the question. That's a budget. That's a budget cut. That's a budget cut that needs to happen. To cut that stupidity that they're planning to do. Because no, we never have money for election.
Okay.
We don't have no money for election. So are you so disgruntled that you want to do that? It is, I don't understand. I really don't understand.
So do you believe the two-boy government had do a good choice as putting Prime Minister Marcelina as Prime Minister? You think it was a good choice, or?
I'm going to tell it to you like this. If I was part of it, I don't think I would have chosen that.
Okay.
I do believe that a prime minister is somebody that needs to be in touch with the people. Your prime minister should be somebody approachable, somebody that, and not saying that he's not, but that I don't see that.
Okay.
I don't see it. So that would not have been my choice, but it is also not a party that I am part of, or even a coalition to make that decision. But I know that that's not who I want there, and that's why I got my motion.
I had a question, but I can't remember.
That's when you stay too open. So MP election coming. Nope, they talking about like 3 months. I don't know if it will be 3 months. Do a party ready to go to an election again? Because you guys just come from an election.
Let me tell you this. If it have one party that's always ready, that's a hot party.
That song a commercial thing
We
I had back
are
in the days.
always ready, So if you think that that's going to hurt us, bring it on.
Would you have the same amount of people in the party running for election, or have it as this?
I've always said 23 is better than 10.
Yeah, but that's the number of
15.
23. What we number is
23, yeah.
23.
But again, it don't have to be 23 members. You could do it with 10, you could do it with 15.
Yes, no.
My choice, again, because if you have 10 and your number 11, put 20 candidates, that's 20 you would lose if that person.
Yeah.
But that is personal votes. If I'm not on the list, my brother won't vote for anybody else on the list. He votes for me because it's my brother. Now there are other people that vote for a party and then they look for a better candidate on that party. Some of them brothers don't even vote for them. So I know a lady, She got like 7 or 8 brothers and sisters, and all vote in the same district. And she had 4 votes in that district. She went bizarre.
Okay.
She's like, she like, what? And this is
I don't take my ego with that though. To run for election of no.
if that happened to you.
Yeah.
So it would be embarrassing. I got a lot of calls today. My team is ready. Election, everyone also knew that I was extremely aggressive during election and in your face. And my captains tell me they think we were bad then. Watch us now.
Okay.
You know, so we are going to go out hard. We're going to highlight and show the people what we are about and bring it on.
But MP, are you coming back with this question? Because calling an election maybe is to make sure you guys don't get back in.
You could try, but how? How are you going to manage that? How are you going to get the 312 people that vote for me, right? How are you going to change their mind? If what I've done now in Parliament is represent them. And I get messages, good job, good job. Ask the question, put pressure on them. That is why I vote for you. You representing me. So how you take that from me? How you take that from me? Those are generic votes. Those are people that have seen my commitment to the country. So they are standing strong behind me. They're standing strong. And people just vote for winners.
Yeah. So you have a question? But you
You seem like you're close to the population, right? What's your feedback from the population and this whole empty membrane situation?
that was my second question.
Your question?
No, not the question.
The real feedback.
People don't understand what actually took place, you know, and again, I don't want to speak for him, you know, but I understand his frustration.
No, but what a population
So,
frustration
yeah.
they have.
You know, it all depends who you're asking now. Because look, how much people vote for that party? 1,400 or something like that. But he got, I think, 249 votes. Okay, if those 249 people voted for him because he was on that party, then they're upset. But I know they didn't. They vote for him because it's him. And if he was not happy or he didn't see that the direction the party or the coalition was going was the direction that he promised his people he was going to, you know, then he has the right. He has the right to do that, you know. Again, at no point I think the idea was for him to move alone. You know, that's why he says, I am staying where I am. Where I am is in no party. You know, because he got the feeling, I think he got the feeling from his then leader that he's going to leave, that we're going to leave. You know, we're taking this. We're not going to meetings. We're not going to show up. We're going to stress them out.
So listen to you what you just said. You're like Kevin Mingret do what his family leader don't want to do. You know, I do some
or didn't have the to do it.
Listen, I listen to
Again,
you. Is that I understand?
Or didn't have the cojones to do it because of, in my opinion, again, personal, you know, disagreement with this one or whatever. You know, and again, listen, I get along with the MP man. You know, hey, what's up? What's up? You know, I don't have a personal problem with nobody there because that's not what it's about. You know, and I heard he was on the radio this morning. He says he's not going to come here to bash, you know, Kevin and so forth. I award that. You know, I say that's good. You know, because that's
the first leader of a party from the time you fall and jumping ship on the other side.
That don't do that.
Because most of the time, from the time one jump ship,
they say he the worst thing out.
From La Ville, LH, who else again? All who jump ship will bring down government.
Then they say that you're the So you know, I award. I say good job that it moved that way. That's what I said to myself. But at the end of the day, I think Kevin has to do what he had to do. Kevin literally had to do what he had to do. And if I was Chris, I would have tell Kevin, hey, good job, guys. Kevin, um, I think you should be my deputy leader because you think for me and I jump on with you. You understand? That's what I want to say.
Yeah, after that, yeah.
Especially coming from a previous person.
What?
Yeah, it's about all that.
So
MP, no, we know, when I say no, not the party, but we see what's going on. You guys might going back election chairperson, first chair, second, and 3 months. What Parliament could do? Because you have a new members coming in, new government supposed to swear into, in 3 months. What you guys could do? What's the goal? Because you just say 17 days, they ain't do nada.
Except
3 months.
for one, except for
Except for one. But he was in school training himself when he was home. But 17 days, 3 months.
Mhm.
What you guys could do?
we have a lot of things that we could finalize. Don't forget, is Parliament is also continuation. My party has been in there for the last 4 years. MP Bryson left a lot of things that we could continue,
Okay.
working on. Like one of the laws that we um pushing hard to see if we could get out is the opportunity to give people that born here progress waiver.
Okay.
So, which is, you have a treaty between the Dutch and the Americans. An American could leave the States, come to Martin, or he has insurance, he writes in, and he has permanent residency in St. Martin as an American. But then we have kids that are born here that don't have that right. They have to go immigration every year, get papers, and run around illegal with a sense that, these are things that bothers me. And we discussed it the last time that we were here already. But that's one of the things that we started already, and we working on it too. We got a couple of things that on the table, but I don't think elections will be in 3 months.
Why?
Not realistic at all. It would be extremely, in my opinion, it would be very irresponsible to put a country back into election now in 3 months while the Minister of Finance just said we don't have it. So how could you vote for something like that?
But if we don't have no money, no election.
That's what I'm saying. If we don't have money, so where are you going to put to get extra money?
well, maybe they have the same train of thought as you guys. Don't give you no time to be in there either. So
Because calling elections
both might play games.
is 50-50. Because you have to see which party ready, which the candidate, all of the machine have to, you don't just see the green machine just ready to go. You have to see if the red machine ready, if the yellow machine ready, which color, the blue machine, all that coming in 3 months.
The green machine no rest. I don't think you understand it. We are on the go all the time.
Okay.
We
So-
taking no rest.
So,
I wanted to know if he will stay as a member of parliament or
yeah, but we don't see, in conversation with the top of it is. We don't see the position in the paper. Yeah. Next time we have me is as president of parliament. MP, my last question, before last question, maybe to make out, Janet have a question for you too. In 3 months, how St. Martin people will see GB problem start to fix or not? Because election, we not you, but because we know you were challenging the rent, our houses, everything. But we know GB is a major issue in the country. How you see the Super 8 try to start to fix this problem? Because I'm not a politician, but I love politics. And that's why she say friends are politician. Sensitive. Me, I don't care. Me, I saw that the thing I like a politician, you could try to fix something. Even if it's a small thing. Tomorrow, person, like it's just we and a friend say with idea. Now they're telling us we pay electricity the same thing like in France. When I'm watching bill from France, I say, why? We could be in France too. But GB is a big issue for people in this country. Or you eat musketeer, or we say so, don't try to, you know, not patch it, no, but fix.
I don't believe, and I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I think that GD's problem is solved.
Okay.
I don't.
Okay.
That would be far fetched.
Mhm.
And the problem with GD is old generators running fossil fuels. If I had my way, then we would have generators burning LNG.
Okay.
Definitely, which is a cleaner fuel, is a lot cheaper. So that means that companies have to be able to invest in new, you know. So that is not something that I see happening. You know, 1, 2, 3. We were in, and I think we spoke about that the last time I was here. While in the cabinet with the Minister of TIAC, we flew to Puerto Rico and visited a company, Crowley, that and did a presentation in Parliament once or twice before. And they supply LNG. And they literally have generators in containers. A container that carry a 4-watt generator
Okay.
that you could place anywhere as substations. You know, these are things that can happen. You know, again, and there are all kinds of other ideas with solar, but I don't think GB is a 1, 2, 3 solution at all. I just believe the prices that we're paying for electricity and water, I think they are crazy. It hurts. It hurts. On a salary of $1,000, if your rent is $700 and your GB is $200, then
Yeah.
you are left out in the cold. You know, you have a problem, and these are things that we should be looking at instead of living.
Don't say that. He was cleaning. He was cleaning. I see where you want to go. Janet?
I don't have any questions.
Okay.
Oh no, wait. You had already decided who's going to where, and already start preparing the papers to send in to the governor for what do you call it? What again?
To become the promoter. So today, MP Utley took the documents to the governor.
Okay.
So then he would be officially appointed as a promoter, and then he would carry the report of who are the ones that are going into the ministries. And
But you all decide already who are the ones going into the ministry.
Oh.
Are you ready?
the up party is
Ready.
always
Well, that sounds like election 2024. So the up party ready. MP, last word for tonight. For tonight, because we know in the 3 months we're gonna have you with your green cap, everything ready, number
I
20.
never stop wearing mine.
I was
The
going in
only
there.
listen, the only problem I have now is that we have a discussion about the number.
And you don't
understand?
want to drop your number.
Because now you new shirts.
That's the only problem I have, but I have not stopped wearing right my shirts. I love shirts. You know, it makes me feel extremely at home. So we got
So MP, people who watching from outside Caribbean, because you know the Caribbean watching with the country like St. Martin government, and what message you would like to send to your Caribbean neighbors, islands like around doing business with the country, people come in, invest. So what message would like that must be my last question for tonight.
St. Martin is young. It lacks a lot of political maturity, but I am aware that our country is 13 years and 5, 6 months. You know, we are not a country like Europe that is 100 years old, or Aruba that is 20, 30 years old. You know, we are a young country. So yes, we're going to make mistakes. You know, there are things that we could work on slowly but surely. There are a lot of laws that need to be amended that were taken just from Curacao and brought here that don't work, or from Holland that don't work here. So allow us the time, to get there where we could say, hey, okay, now we are here. If you look comparing to the first years as a country, we had an election every year, every 2 years. And then you finally have a government that sat for 4 years. So we are getting there. We are getting there. That doesn't deter you from coming and enjoying our sunshine and sea. St. Martin is still the gem of the Caribbean. It is paradise. So all the neighboring islands, instead of going to New York and those cool, busy places, come here. You got shopping, duty free shopping. You got nice restaurants. But that's where I was. You understand? So we should be able to sell, our country. We should be able to sell. One thing I hear somebody say, oh, yeah, a lot of flights, going on now, and we losing. This ain't today. This is not today. Our airline doesn't plan its flights today for tomorrow. We had meetings with all the airlines, and they said, they literally said, hey, we haven't heard from you guys in years. In years. So now to turn around and make Minister Lambrex look like he wasn't doing nothing, I say, something wrong with you. Because, new flights are now coming in because we had those meetings. So, we good.
MP, I still last question. I don't know, should I ask this question? Under the maybe new government, maybe you guys coalition, will we see Carnival on the same way on this year? We see promoters outside and Carnival members, Carl saying, listen, that have an impact on them. There are shows that be cancelled. Under your guys' administration, will we see, because there was a former Minister of Justice, we see the bubble, will you guys work to make sure that don't happen no more? Carnival with other events at the same time? How you see that under your new coalition?
In my opinion, again, this is without discussing with the coalition or anything. Let's make that clear. It needs to be fair.
Okay.
A show, if I want to have a show in the village during Carnival, it shouldn't cost me more than I will make. And that is usually the problem. The promoters complain about the passes that are being sold or what they actually get back for it. You don't make so much money on the door and the tickets. You make money on the drinks and your food when you're holding an event. And if we want our promoters to be able to have quality shows and carry up the level of our shows, where people will be able to fly in to come to these shows, then we have to make sure that it's possible for them. Now, as a government, we can say, okay, you know what, we're giving you, 100,000, because you're going to do marketing outside of the market for the country. Those are the things I would be looking at in that direction. If we say, okay, we're going to take over the cost of the village for you, and so you could do this properly for us. I understand that. But a little tit for tat type of attitude, and with our biggest promoters, I think you are something wrong with you. I would not do that. I would find a way to sit around the table and make it work. I know you as a promoter, you want to make money, and me as an organization, I want to promote the island. That should be my only and main goal: promote the island. They lost that vision.
MP, thank you for passing through Youth Radio Conversation, and I hope to see you before the 3 months.
And I will tell you again, whenever you are a gap and you need me to pass cross or you need
No, I will start that gap, because if you gap, you got something happening in the back too. So thank you for passing through. That was MP La Cruz and Mrs. Gums. Do you have a last word before you come back to conversation after 6 months of it's an election? I see.
But we say it's only election.
Listen, I never I never believed French soy politician would have run my co-host. That's all I had to say
No,
tonight.
no. I had something doing it personally in my personal life. When I'm done with that, I'll be back. But
Okay.
I'm not coming back to the Prince politician unless they change their sensitivity because I can't deal with people coming at me for the week. Yeah, I have a problem.
You sound like somebody waiting for a book from the new energy. Folks, that was a conversation with me, Chiral, and the host, and my co-host who come back from how to say that? She jeune de longue durée. So yes, we back. I don't know if we back for only election from the other side, but we back, and she back, and we gonna talk about jeudi. Jeudi, we still continue with the South side. We have other MP in the house. So MP will talk about what happened in the South side, why, and we gonna know what gonna happen. So folks, be safe, and today always what? Mercredi. Be safe for those who driving, for those who going saggy, all kind of thing. Be yourself. Don't drink and drive.
And really don't drink and drive.
Don't drink and drive. Okay? When I say don't drink and drive, drink and drive. Behave yourself in the road. Because life is short, because you see people leaving, and I don't want nobody coming from the road and tell me that time they love me. So you know, you guys, I love you, and even MP like who say love him because he always when he see I got trouble in the back comment. So guys, be safe and see you guys jeudi, same hour, same place. You coming jeudi?
Yes, you tell me I have to be there.
I don't know because you did disappoint me. I can't believe French soy politician is my co-host. I think we're gonna propose we're gonna propose a motion. Folks, see you guys jeudi, same place, same hour, Youth Radio. Bye.
Madam Chair Lady, I'm going to make this nice and short. It starts like this. Draft motion. The Parliament of St. Martin, in its meeting of today, May the 20th, 2024, coinciding the lengthy, non-transparent, and controversial formation process that the formateur, now Prime Minister Luc Marcelina of the current government presided over, that it is understood that even members of the coalition and of the party of the Prime Minister URSM themselves have expressed both publicly and privately the lack of confidence in the ability to govern as Prime Minister, that it is a clear lack of overall leadership in the 2x4 coalition has led us to where we are today, with a parliament of only 13 instead of 15, that while it is members of the 2x4 coalition have refused to show up for the first and the second meeting, which was called to approve the credentials of the 2 incoming members of parliament, they have ever since been trying to blame members of the opposition, citing that they are trying to keep the members elect from fulfilling their constitutional obligations, which is absolutely not the case. That it is further with much questionable in proper procedures, if proper procedures have been followed to arrive to the point where the ministers have been sworn in, while questions are still many regarding their resignation from Parliament. That this situation has clearly cast serious doubts regarding the resignation of Dr. Luc Marcelina and Mrs. Grisha Heiliger Martin from Parliament to become ministers, thus clearing the way for the approval of the credentials of incoming members, as was stated before on the floor of Parliament. That St. Martin needs a Prime Minister and a Council of Ministers that are truly capable of putting the country first and not their own interests, while neglecting those of others. that the Constitution of St. Martin in Article 33, Sub 2 states, in the event any minister no longer enjoys the confidence of Parliament, he or she shall resign. Resolves that in accordance with Article 33, Sub 2 of the Constitution of St. Martin, the Parliament of St. Martin expresses to have no confidence in the Prime Minister, the Minister of General Affairs, Dr. Luke Marcelina, also in following the ministers, Minister of Tourism, Economic Affairs, Traffic and Telecommunication, Ms. Grisha Heiliger Martin, and the Minister of Public Health, Labor, Social Affairs, Ms. Veronica Janssen Webster, that the Prime Minister and Minister of General Affairs, Dr. Luke Marcelina, as well as the Minister of Tourism, Economic Affairs, Traffic and Telecommunication, Ms. Grisha Heiliger Martin, and the Minister of Health, Social Affairs and Labor, Ms. Veronica Janssen, must be removed from office effective immediately while not participating in any decision whatsoever in the Council of Ministers upon passing of this motion. And it goes over to the motion of the day. Copies of this motion will be sent to His Excellency Governor of St. Martin, Adjamo Bailey, the Council of Ministers, Com of St. Martin, Parliament of Com of Curacao, Parliament and Com of Aruba. Order of the day. And this is supported by Member of Parliament Cloyd Marlin, Member of Parliament Omar Otley, Member of Parliament Akeem Arundel, and Member